Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Retro Releases, where today we will be taking a look at Officer Murakami, who was only released in 2012. I believe he was a chase in the Cars 2 line, so I should technically be saying 2011/2012. Now, he is a somewhat unique diecast, and that would have changed if they had not canceled a certain other car, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Later being now, I guess, since I don't want to compare it to the other two cars that we have lined up ready to go right this second. But the two, well, not that, but the car that would have made him not unique was another Cars 2 security guard, which was a security guard. I suppose that's the right word. More of like a TSA agent. He appeared at the airport scene in Tokyo in Cars 2, and they released this guy. I believe he's the one who's kind of looking at Alex Van Dal. And then you also had another one that was supposed to be released, which I'm assuming is one that's more towards the left side, or maybe a little bit behind there. But they did not end up releasing that guy, and he was canceled. It did have a different expression. I can try to find a picture right here. It looks pretty sweet, but Officer Murakami, in my opinion, does look a little bit better. So looking at Murakami himself, he has a pretty nice expression, kind of like an angry one, kind of a ticked off. He has the gray eyelids, which I think look nice on any car, as well as kind of like a concerned mouth. He has like a blue outline, which I think looks really nice. He has the blue going all around the bottom side, and you also have the blue roof along with the headlights. He has some kind of like TSA logo on the side. You can see a propeller in the middle of the logo, and on the back you have that same logo kind of decked out in red. It also has some what's it called, writing on the back in Japanese. It might say airport auxiliary police. I believe that's what Finn Missiles says, something similar to that. But I'm not fluent in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. You have a 65 on the back, which I'm assuming is whatever number he's supposed to be. And like a lot of my other Cars 2 diecast, I actually have owned this guy since he first came out. I probably got him in 2012, I'd say. Now to compare him to the other two diecasts that have been released, they all happen to have the same eye color. So first, let's do Vic Vanley. Vic, of course, was released in the 2016 Streets of Tokyo, something like that, a series around that. He's the same model as Officer Murakami. He is just a simple, I want to say, non-airport police guy, if you know what I mean. He has a pretty sweet, almost like dark rose, red, maroon color. Not exactly how I should describe that, but he is also a pretty sweet diecast. I'm a big fan of this model. It's very, it feels very Japanese, like all boxy and fancy colors. Really gives off a cool mood. I think it's pretty accurate to some of the cars that are in the real life Japan. Now to the car that I think is a little bit more similar, we have Karateka. Both are more white, and they also have something around their head that happens to be red, although, well, that rhymed. They call me Dr. Seuss. Obviously not similar expressions, although they do both have the gray eyelids, which, as I did mention a little bit earlier, I think it looks really nice. Headband on Karateka also looks pretty sweet. Officer Murakami, pretty sweet. I believe it was a chase, correct me if I'm wrong, which means that we won't be getting him again at any point unless Mattel decides to undo that for some reason. And Officer Murakami is, as you know, I've said it plenty of times, he is a pretty unique diecast. And maybe that other one did get canceled because they made Murakami a chase. They were like, oh, this other car is basically this chase car, but with a few slight alterations. So maybe that's why they canceled it, or maybe it was due to other things, like a lot of the other Cars 2 diecasts were like Louis LaRue, Shelley Shifter, something like that, and Daniela Muffler, Airport Mater. Airport Mater is in the one that had the pillow on it. I believe it's called like Mater with Pillar or some weird name like that. And a year's tale. There's a whole lot of canceled Cars 2 diecasts. And yeah, that is a pretty good one. a pretty good diecast. So that will pretty much conclude today's episode of Retro Releases. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.